Twisted Fate going to be the last ban as well. Neither of these teams want their opponents to have the Twisted Fate pick up. It's been banned against both Ambition and Rapid Star so far. So the last ban, interestingly, some of these bans, the Twisted Fate ban with both of these teams in their quarterfinals played Nocturne mid against TF. And there's the
Kale ban event. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
It actually does surprise me a little bit when you already have MF banned. Because that synergy has been really good.
That's very true.
But Helios finally going to, well, Flame looks like he's actually going to play Olaf.
Certainly could be. Ooh, Kha'Zix. He made it through.
He did slip through the cracks this time.
Rapid Star's a pretty great Jace player, so I would assume that he's going to be equally terrifying on Kha'Zix.
Now, the thing about Kha'Zix is this may be a very clever bait by Blaze into getting them to pick Kha'Zix, because if they run a fast push comp in the style of Najin Sword, Kha'Zix not awesome at defending turrets. So that is going to be a big advantage if they go all out with the poke.
That's actually very true, yeah.
And Olaf with a high level of undertow does help that poking situation.
And a possible Sona pickup as well for Mad Life. Will they stick with it?
Mumu. There we go.
All right.
So,
looks
no
like
MF this time, but we will see the Mumu Kha'Zix combination is still very powerful.
Yep.
No Lulu.
All right.
So
taking that away from Lust Boy.
Yep, and we're going to see, there we go, Diana.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Rise maybe the pickup again. Ambition is known for his Rise play, unlike Rapid Star, by the way. Ambition has many games on Rise and a big history with Rise, even though we haven't seen him play Rise a lot this season.
Yeah, and there's a lock-in, so Rise for Ambition, and probably going to see the Amumu for Helios. We will wait for the lock-in. There it is. So Helios going to be jungling Amumu, probably our most popular Season 3 jungler.
Yeah, definitely. Him, Cho'Gath, and Lee Sin we've seen by far the most.
Oh, yeah.
And the Lee Sin pick may now come from Azubu Frost, even though Cloud Templar didn't do very well with Lee Sin. It's not really his style of champion, but it is popularly picked in order to hard counter jungle Amumu and get some early kills, because Amumu very vulnerable in like levels 1 through 4, 1 through 5 in the jungle, and Lee Sin easily able to outduel him and get solo kills.
Yeah. Woong is like, can I play Annie? And they're like, no, no you can't, you have to play Graves.
Oh wow, Woong might be playing Graves.
Yeah.
That
Graves Lulu?
I don't know if I've ever seen Woong play Graves, Doa.
You know, it's an interesting choice. I mean, Graves is a little bit more mobile. He's very tanky. He's a bit more forgiving of a carry. And you combine that with Lulu just being able to keep people alive in like nearly any situation. It's a pretty powerful lane. And
it'll be the Jar Man.
Yeah, well.
Coming down. Rapid Star will probably be playing this in mid lane against Rise, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be Kha'Zix mid. Rise is, I don't know, maybe it'll...
You know, we have seen Mac Noon play Kha'Zix top.
Yeah, Kha'Zix top. Kha'Zix top is the thing. Shine may be playing Kha'Zix top. Soaz from Fnatic, also a famous Kha'Zix top player. Very, very viable. Rebirth also.
Bottom line is these guys are going to play these champions in whatever lane they want to, and they're not going to listen to us.
In fact, Frost may not have decided where these champions are going yet. Rise is pretty good against these champions with gap closers simply because Rune Prison is not a skill shot. So it really helps him. And Nunu Ashe.
I was going to wonder if they were going to bring out the Nunu Caitlyn.
Well, I thought that originally, but once we saw the Amumu and the Rise picks, it seemed unlikely that they would be picking up that Caitlyn.
Ashe is really good against Graves, too. I mean, she's got that W. She can poke from a long way away.
There we go.
There it is. So it will be Caitlyn Nunu. Okay.
It will be Caitlyn Nunu.
Speaking of poking from a long way away.
Yes. However, Rise not so good. He's got very short range spells. Kind of a mixed bag that we're seeing from Azubu Blaze's team comp right now. I thought with Olaf they may be going more in the Najin Sword poke direction, as we saw, especially once Kha'Zix popped up.
Well, if they do send Kha'Zix mid, you know, I mean, sending Caitlyn Nunu against Kha'Zix mid could be something that could push down that turret very quickly too, so that they could have that in mind.
That's an excellent point.
I don't know how they do against Jarvan mid, but...
Well, I'm not sure where Jarvan would go. Jarvan is the kind of jungler that Cloud Templar would play. He has a lot of utility. So not out of the picture. And so Mad Life here as we tick down, waiting for the critical pick to see if we can sort out this team composition that Azubu Frost is planning right now.
Come on, Rammus. Oh, Karthus. All right, so we'll be a jungle Jarvan most likely then.
Yeah, I think that's likely. Shy is much more likely to play AD assassins like Zed than Cloud Templar is, so almost certainly Jungle Jarvan. Yeah,
there it is. Yeah. All right, Jungle Jarvan. And everybody shuffling around to their appropriate positions. And we count down to what could be the final game for today. We'll have to see if Azubu Blaze can come back and tie the series up 2-2. Azubu Frost wanting to end it right now, and they're going to end it with a fairly strong combination. I mean, you've got Kha'Zix sleeping in there. You've got Wild Growth on him potentially. You've got Wild Growth, actually a lot of Wild Growth potential on Kha'Zix, Jarvan, and, you know, Karthus if need be, just to keep him alive for that AoE going a little bit longer.
Well, I have to say, I really like Frost's comp.
It's pretty cool. Well,
the thing about Frost's comp is that against Amumu, they have a team that is very short range, but they have a team, Frost's team with Graves, Karthus, Jarvan, Kha'Zix. This is an all-in team. In a team fight, they must like just charge into the enemy lines.
Pretty much.
It doesn't really matter, of course, if Karthus dies. So the Amumu ult not going to be as efficient against him as it would be against a champion that wouldn't matter if he died, because he's still going to be outputting that damage. And the short range from Ryze and Amumu and Olaf also going to be very, very helpful.
Yeah.
It's all going to come down to Captain Jack's positioning. Caitlyn and Nunu is an extremely strong combination in Season 3, and I'll talk about that more in just a second.
Yeah. Here we go, guys. Game number 4 between Frost and Blaze. Let's get in the game. And here we go, guys. Azubu Blaze versus Azubu Frost, set 4. If Azubu Frost wins this, they will take the lead in the overall semifinal series. They will win the first best of 5, but if Blaze can win it, they can force it to go to that Game 5 blind pick, and I would not mind that one bit, Monte Cristo.
I wouldn't mind it either. In fact, I hope we see that tonight. Game 3 was so good. I have to say, I was a bit disappointed by Game 1, but they're ramping it up.
Yeah, they certainly
these
are.
Azubu teams, and Game 3 was an absolute gorgeous game. So if you guys are just tuning in, these teams are all warmed up now. We hope to see another fantastic game here in Game 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Caitlyn Nunu. This is a lane that can push towers. It can bully in lane. The number of headshots you can get with Caitlyn's passive with Nunu, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It solves Caitlyn's main problem in the mid game. And Caitlyn's main problem in the mid game is that she doesn't have an attack speed steroid. So there's a very awkward point in the game, which you Caitlyn players will know, which is you have some damage items. You've got your Bloodthirster, you've got your IE or whatever, but you don't have enough attack speed yet. So you kind of hit this lull in your play where you're not able to output as much damage as certain other AD carries in the late mid or early late game. And of course, once you hit 6 item builds, Caitlyn is very, very strong no matter whether there's a Nunu in the game or not. But Nunu does the amazing thing of keeping Caitlyn strong 100% of the game. And that is very, very useful. And also her ability to punish people for leaving tower. And Rabbits are going to take blue buff and going to be going bot lane while they 2v1 in mid.
Yeah, interestingly enough.
Well, and this is what's so funny about this, Doa, is that Frost is running Graves Lulu. This is the quintessential Azubu Blaze lane. And Blaze loved to use this lane to take early towers.
Yeah, but he may be in trouble here. There's a nice glitter lance from Mad Life. They're not going to capitalize on that.
No, he's just...
Oh, Templar waiting in the bushes. Is Helios really going to do this? He is. Oh, man, Helios running into disaster. There's the flash to try to chase him after he flashes, and he barely gets away. That was a really close call for Helios. And Mad Life not giving up just yet. Woong quick drawing in there, rather. Rune Prison on Woong. That's a tongue twister.
And now Mad Life coming out there trying to take this blue buff, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it. Blaze doing a good job.
Oh, Mad Life. He may be in a little bit of trouble here. Buckshot will push back Ambition a little bit, and they will be able to retain their blue buff.
So a lot of effort expended by both teams there to get that blue buff, but
yeah, no kidding.
It's going to go over to its rightful owners in Azubu Blaze.
Yep.
Woong heading back to the mid lane, and now they've switched it up. So, as I was saying, this is the quintessential Azubu Blaze lane, and nobody knows the power of the Graves Lulu lane better than Captain Jack and Lustboy.
Yeah.
And they used this lane to devastating effect in many games throughout 2012 to push down turrets extremely, extremely quickly. They were the masters of 2v1ing with this lane, and so the immediate switch is to stop that push because they know exactly what Frost wants to do with it.
Look at this.
Yeah, this
Woong
is
and Mad Life coming down.
and they're going to keep the switch up. They're going to say Karthus with blue buff able to actually hold the ground against the Caitlyn Nunu lane.
Yeah. They're going to try to come down behind Ambition here, too. And they may get him. Ambition could be in trouble. He's going to need to get a perfect Root Prism. He hits Mad Life, past a flash from Mad Life to slow him down with Glitterlands, and Woong gets the kill and barely gets away. Oh, man. Here comes Captain Jack and Lustboy, though. They need to make a run for it. He needs to speed up Woong, man.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and get out of that.
They're going to be fine. Yep. Mad Life taking some damage. Taking a lot of damage, actually. Ooh. Whoa, nice juke from the built-over Peacemaker.
Now the problem is that the Nunu Caitlyn lane excels at taking down these turrets, and if you give them a big opening like this, well, finally we see Templar coming down to protect this turret, but if you let them have a good wave on a turret, they will take it down nearly immediately, and Ravisar going to go ahead and farm out those raids.
Yeah. I agree with whatever you just said.
Yes, we had a producer
I didn't hear any of it, but
screaming in our ears.
Very loud.
Extremely loud. We can't even hear each other when it happens.
The extremeness is the same amount of extremeness that we see from Captain Jack and Lustboy pushing this lane right now, doing a lot of damage to those minions. But that's not very hard to do, Monte Cristo.
No.
Minions are not very strong.
All right, so the lane swaps continue as we have now an even stronger Woong. He's better than he was before.
Yep. Oh, and there's a Whimsy on Ambition.
And this is the problem.
Rise
has laning issues.
Oh, here's a problem for Shy, though. Bandit Shot's coming in. He tries to leap away. He does manage to escape, but that did cost him a little bit. Had to use his flash there.
So Captain Jack and Lustboy now continuing their merry way. And look at how hard Frost is following. They are just relentless in their pursuit of Ambition. By the way,
no kidding,
look how well it's worked. Ambition, 14 CS.
Yeah.
Rapid Star now up to 42. Their lane swappings are absolutely crushing Blaze at the moment.
Yeah, and they're going to actually crush that turret too if they decide to. Nope, they're just going to go back. Content to have that pressure there.
And the only advantage is that Flame is out-laning Shy pretty hard up there.
Yeah.
So, but Shy's been behind in lane all the games pretty much so far, that he's been able to come back and make himself relevant late.
Yep.
So kind of taking a bullet for the team so that everybody else can get an advantage, and then using his extreme skill and great game decisions.
Seems to be working so far here. Helios thinking about getting in there. He does not yet have level 6, so Curse of the Sad Mummy is not really a worry for anybody at this point.
Lulu is so awesome at pushing turrets, and one of the main reasons is because it makes autoing turrets really, really easy for Graves or for any other AD carry.
Yep.
Because as soon as the other team starts to engage on you, even if they have a superior force, one glitter lands prevents them from doing any kind of counterattack whatsoever.
Yeah, you just whimsy whoever is the biggest threat. You glitter lance the rest of them, and then you can shield whoever you need to.
Yeah,
so
free turret autos. Yeah, absolutely. Got a great toolkit for that, and Graves, of course, able to bully people out of lane very, very easily with buckshot.
Yep. Speaking of bullying, Flame doing a lot of bullying to Shy here. Looks like he has upgraded those Void Spikes, but he's going to need a little bit more than that to push back Blaze or Flame.
What? Kha'Zix has a tier of the Goddess.
Oh, okay. Now, it's got to be for sustain, you know?
Well, it's got to be for sustain with his Void Spikes, but it's also got to be for a Muramana, which is not a build I have ever seen on Kha'Zix before. So
AP Kha'Zix, let's go. Do it.
Well,
it's time.
Yeah, Muramana will add to his AD late game, but it's going to be wild to see the amount of damage that can do with an isolated target with Taste Their Fear. Wow, that could actually be huge. This might actually be a brilliant build that we're seeing in the making because it gives them the extra mana in lane to continuously cast Void Spikes.
Oh, look at this great zoning by Templar, actually. They want this turret. They want it dead bad, but they're barely not going to get it. They will soon, though. That turret does not have a lot of life left, Monte Cristo.
No, it does not. So Ambition still trying to survive in this mid lane, but he's over 40 CS behind Rapid Star right now. But Wung hasn't been doing a great job of farming either due to all the lane swaps.
Yep.
But he does have that first blood, so he's about even with Captain Jack, all things considered.
Yeah, now Captain Jack went right away for that BF sword too, though, so he's going to be able to clear out quite a bit of stuff himself, and he's going to have a really easy time last hitting.
Yeah,
so that's going to help him kind of extend that lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, where he doesn't really have any worries in lane. Oh, Captain Jack has some worries out of lane, though. He gets in the arena, gets out, here comes Requiem. Cloud Templar trying to pick up the kill, and he will. There's the poke.
Bit of a miscommunication right there.
Yeah.
Templar able to secure the kill with the Dragon Lance, but Wung flashing anyway, so that flash will be down on Graves for quite a while.
For 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not good. A little overzealous use of the summoner spells, but they did manage to get the turret and the kill, so all things considered, still a very worthwhile trade as Frost goes up by 2K.
Yep. Good start for them as well. And this will really set an interesting tone for our match on Friday if Frost is able to come into this and win 3-1.
Yeah.
After losing the first game, you know, coming back and winning 3 in a row like that.
Oh, Shy's in trouble, though.
Oh, he is. He does Void Spike out. Has to use his ultimate there.
Yeah, that was actually really nice.
Yeah, good move. But it's a dragon for Azubu Frost. They're going to continue to extend that lead up to about 3K right now. A little under 3K. And Rapid Star continuing to farm. Look at that. He is nearly 60 CS ahead of Ambition. That is a huge, huge lead for 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and I have to say that the lane swapping, really a great plan by Frost to kind of put Blaze on tilt a little bit, especially Ambition. And it's a good plan against Ambition because, you know, we've been talking about, I keep saying, like, Ambition doesn't lose his lane, Ambition doesn't lose his lane. Ambition is a very cautious mid laner.
Yeah.
And so by constantly putting pressure on him, especially on a champion like Ryze that requires a lot of farm, they're really going to be able to shut him down.
Yep.
And making Ambition uncomfortable is worked magnificently thus far.
Yeah. I mean, that's really one of the strengths of getting to scrim against the same team every, you know, single day, essentially, is that you do get very intimately familiar with the weaknesses of each player on the opposing team a lot more than you would just studying someone before a match for a week or something like that.
Yeah, a great Caitlyn trap there, by the way. Captain Jack throwing a trap right above the red buff because Frost has been using that as a highway to circumvent the wards the entire game thus far. So actually a very, very good counterplay from Captain Jack to prevent the Wung Mad Life gank that was incoming. And they're going to come right back. See, they've actually put a vision ward in that brush right now because they want to keep that clear absolutely because that backdooring of the bot lane has really been a lot of their success.
Yeah. And Flame still doing a pretty good job in the top lane. Getting a lot of farm done. It looks like it's a big push from Frost coming down to mid lane. Ambition continues to feel a ton of pressure here. Helios coming in. Doesn't really have a very good opportunity for his ultimate just yet. There's not a lot of damage to follow that up, so they will just be content with saving that turret for now.
Yeah, and now that Ryze swapped his ult, they do have a window of time before that Curse of the Sat Mummy can actually be used effectively again. They must have the Ryze ult up in order to make the most of that.
Yep. You know, I just realized the cannon minions just ride like the scariest Segway ever constructed. I think it's terrifying, man.
I don't know. I'd ride a Segway with a cannon on it.
Well, yeah, being terrifying just makes it more appealing. You know, I mean, anyone can just put on their bicycle helmet and ride their regular Segway around, but if you put a cannon on the front of yours, that's awesome, man.
It makes you some sort of Segway pirate.
That's right. Or like Segway Roman warrior person, I don't know. Ironically, in the movie Gladiator, all the chariots were actually just modified Segways. Behind the scenes, Monte Cristo. Nobody knew.
Oh, I certainly didn't know.
Russell Crowe, you know, I guess he didn't ride a chariot in that movie, but everybody else was just leaning forward slightly, and that's all they needed. The horses were CG.
Amazing.
Shy having to leap out of there.
Know.
The more you know. Yeah, it's true. You know. Cloud Templar. And look at Wound just quick drawing through the traps. Nice.
That was actually very cute.
Yeah, that was a good, well, it's a good way to get rid of them really fast.
It's a good way to get rid of 2 of them with 1 stun.
Yeah, it's brilliant, man.
2 traps with 1 stun.
2 traps, 1 stun. And here comes Cloud Templar coming in. Welcome to the arena, Captain Jack. Here comes Requiem as well. Helios jumping in to try to finish off Cloud Templar, but a pretty good wild growth there. We'll save him for a little bit. Lust Boy in trouble. Yeah, he's going down, man.
And the Mad Life double kill.
Mad Life double kill. Bloodthirsty Lulu, man. She keeps popping up.
She does.
It's all about the Bloodthirsty Lulu.
It absolutely is. So Rabbitstar, you'll notice actually to get the cloth armor early there in order to survive that 2v1 lane that he was in, or 1v2 lane rather. So
I like seeing Lulu 2-0-1 in a game, man. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Shy just having the roughest time in the top lanes these games. He's had virtually no help from Cloud Templar, you've noticed.
Yeah.
And that has kind of put him behind just a little bit. He's been all on his lonesome this entire series so far, but he, like I keep saying, he's managed to come back each and every game that he's played so far today.
Helios kind of in the top part of the map there, so maybe you can help him out a little bit, but ultimately, you know, as a jungler, sometimes you just have to decide who lives and who dies, you know?
Well,
it's like your lane is not worthy.
The thing about Flame is he may be outlaning Shy, but in the late game, in the team fights, Shy is outplaying Flame. And that's the big difference. Is it doesn't seem to matter how big of a lead.
I want to... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to make a comment about that ward that Mad Life just put down.
Oh, yeah?
Everyone should know that you can throw a ward into that bush from the safety of that wall. Because I've seen so many supports just try to skirt the corner and be like, oh, I hope they don't get me while I'm warding this. It's like, no, man, you can just go behind it. You can just ward from back there. It's perfectly safe. Just do that. There's a PSA for everybody at my ELO.
Well, very true, Daw. The safe ways of warding you're learning.
Because we're talking about a lot of high-level League of Legends stuff here, too, but it's good to give tips to the rest of us.
Cloud Templar coming in behind onto Captain Jack.
That's right, and Captain Jack may be in a little bit of trouble. Wild Growth allowing that knockup to happen again, and that is an easy pickup. Easy kill on Captain Jack. And he can't be too happy about that one.
I want to point out something too. Rabbitstar, of course, already having that Rod of Ages, and while Ambition chose to, of course, get the Tear of the Goddess first, a good kind of benchmark for professional play for Rod of Ages is somewhere in the like 13, 14-minute range. And right now we can see that Ambition at 16 minutes, yes, he spent a bunch of gold on that Tear of the Goddess first, but he doesn't even have Catalyst yet. So Rabbitstar is just going to stack up that Rod of Ages, and the late Rod of Ages delays your build so much because you have to wait longer to actually get the maximum benefits from it. It actually is pretty disastrous in a lot of ways. So that late item really going to be punishing Ambition, and it shows how hard Ambition has really been shut down this game.
Yeah, despite his ambition.
Despite his ambition.
Despite his namesake, he's in trouble. Ambition, though, he's come to top lane for some action. Shy getting poked a little bit there. They just want this turret. Can they get it, though? No. Shy needs to be kind of careful about this.
Shy can just keep spamming void spikes, though, so he's just going to ult and get that unseen threat over and over and over again, so he can't be chased and dove under that turret because he'll just constantly have that slow. You know, push it back.
I'm a little bit surprised, actually, that Ambition came all the way up there. I don't really know what he had planned to accomplish with that, you know?
Yeah,
because it's not like Flame wanted to go back or something like that.
Yeah, and they didn't do much damage to the turret.
Yeah, exactly.
Worth a try, I guess, testing the waters to see if it could be shoved and just coming back mid to farm. He didn't have anything else to do in mid lane, so he might as well have gone top, really.
It's like, someday I'll unroll this giant scroll. I'll find my time.
So I want to also make a point real quick. So we've talked about...
Oh, Flame may be in a bit of trouble here. Getting caught by face checking that bush, trying to get away. There's Ragnarok. Can they catch him? Requiem coming down. Oh, he flashes out of the arena. Requiem, not enough. And a lot of stuff used there by Azubu Frost for no kills.
Well, gotta give, you know, normally you see talking about Flame's build here real quick. Typically you see a...
Oh, here comes Flame and Ambition. They want to try to do something out of this. Ambition gets a Rune Prison on. Cloud Templar gets very low. He's going to standard away. And he's going to be perfectly fine here. Shy able to cover the retreat with the Void Spikes.
All right. Is it safe for me to talk out?
I think so. I don't think there's anything going on at this point. You've got a couple seconds, man. This game is so action-packed suddenly.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
Okay, so basically, quickly, we see Flash on Olaf this game because of Jarvan, able to get out of the arena right there, which has also necessitated him to build that fast Shirellia so he can make maximum use of his ultimate. So instead of a Warmogs, Shirellia is first for Olaf. Not typical, but this is a situational build against Templar's Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Second off, talking about how far behind Ambition is. Well, getting Ambition behind also caused Woong to get behind in terms of CS. Oh, look at this. The Golem starts attacking them.
Lucky break there.
Wow, that was actually...
I can't believe that happened.
So I guess the trap actually gives vision to monsters and minions.
I guess so.
I don't know how else that would have actually happened besides the trap somehow triggered that Golem. That was 100% bizarre.
I've never seen anything like that, man. They're going to try it again. They're going to make sure that the traps are there. Woong. And really? Is that... Really? Okay, here we go. Woong coming in. Doesn't step on the trap. He's going to quick draw around. There's a Glitter Lance. They do have to disengage, though. And Mad Life, wild growthing himself to try to get the knockup, but it doesn't work.
They burned both Flash and Cleanse, though, so that was actually pretty valuable.
Yeah. Mad Life may be in a little bit of trouble here. Has to flash over the wall, but Helios is right there. That's absolute zero. Bot ultimate's used, but in the end, it is a kill for Captain Jack.
So, until that point, what Woong and Mad Life had done, and with the lane swaps when you're trying to get Ambition behind, of course, the question is, well, these lane swaps are going to hurt our AD carries farm as well. So, how can we maximize this? And by picking the Lulu Graveslane with such high early game damage and burst potential, they got those kills. And look at Mad Life, 2-1-2. Look at Woong, 2-0-3.
Yeah.
So even though he's 30 CS behind, they've managed to make the plays to make the difference between Ambition and Rapid Star really, really shine here.
Yeah.
So they made the trade, and then they did one better and also got the kills in this very important situation. It's an extremely smart pick.
Flame coming in, he throws the undertow. Templar coming in, he gets him in the arena. Flame trying to make something out of it. Here comes Requiem to try to secure the kill. There's Ragnarok, gets popped. Can they get him? Shy just needs one more Void Spike, and he gets it. He may pay for it, though, and he does. Ambition gets the counter gank. 1 for 1.
Pretty easy.
Lane for top lane.
Yeah, pretty easy. They play there all around, and not a lot of threat to moving Ambition up there at this point in time because they've already lost mid and bot. So definitely, I think a trade in Blaze's favor. They're going to get some damage now down in this top turret as well. They force Cloud Templar off. So
Helios trying to just protect middle lane at this point.
Yeah, we'll see if this top turret goes down. Looks like it will.
I think it will.
Not,
well,
because Rapid Star's coming up to save it. But
a little bit too dangerous there to stay.
Very close. And now,
would have had to one-on-one Rapid Star, I suppose, if he wanted to get that turret, and that would have been a little bit dangerous.
So Woong and Mad Life now going to back off as they shove this turret forward. Lost playing Captain Jack coming back for the defense.
Defense.
That's right. Defense.
Indeed. And a ping going down. They see them.
I just absolutely love Woong playing Graves against Captain Jack. This Graves Lulu lane is so funny if you've been a Blaze fan for a long time. The fact that Frost is using it.
They're hiding in those bushes again. And here we go. Woong jumping in on Captain Jack. The Glitter Lance does miss. There comes the net. It's going to help him get away. Here's a huge leap from Shy, though. Gets the slow with the Void Spikes. Woong trying to secure that kill on Captain Jack. Can he get it? In the meantime, Lustboy dives it back. Oh, what a huge Rune Prison! Ambition, again, being just absolutely clutch. Mad Life in trouble here, too.
That was a massive overextend by Woong, actually. He should have just let that one go and refocused. They may have been able to get the turret in that situation.
Well, he knew they were going to get Lustboy, so he wanted to make it, a 2-for-0, but yeah.
Very greedy play.
Yeah. Oh, Woong. Mad Life at about a little under half health right now. Cloud Templar coming in on Helios. Going to push him back a little bit with some damage.
Yeah, they had to back off.
Yeah.
Captain Jack returning to lane right there, making it just a little bit too dangerous to stick around now.
Yep.
Shy on the run.
Oh,
Ambition not going to be anywhere close to getting that room prison, though. They're going to try and set up for Dragon. Shy now controlling the outside, getting that angle, then popping back to recharge his unseen threat.
Oh, look at this. Flame jumping in on Rapid Star, but it may have been a mistake. Rapid Star chasing. Flame trying to get away. He's going to try to dodge those Qs, and he's doing it so far so low. There's Requiem. Is it enough? Yes! Rapid Star gets it. That's going to lead the way for